Hey, welcome back to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben. If you're new to synthetic oil protection, what we do is we show how to exponentially protect vehicles' engines, transmissions, and differentials 2 to 4 times better than using OEM fluids. If you're new to the channel, definitely consider subscribing. You can tap the little red icon in the corner, or you just hit the little subscribe button right here, and then you go ahead and tap the notification bell. And that way you'll get new notifications when my new video comes up. Today we're working on our Dodge 2002. This is a 1.5, so it's a 1500, and it's the B model. And it's a 5.2 liter V8. And we're gonna be putting in, of course, AMSOIL Signature Series 10W30. And this is 100% synthetic, and it's good for up to 1 year or 25,000 miles or 700 idling hours. Now, Oh Humpy Bread, they actually are out of Pahrump. It's the best French bakery I've ever been to in Pahrump, so definitely check it out. And they drive into Las Vegas quite often, so they put about 30,000 miles a year on their car. So this will really help. All right, but before we change the oil, I want you to hear what it sounds like before and after. So I'm gonna start her up right now, and this is the before. All right, so this is the before. Here it is. Before we drain her down, we're gonna go ahead and put in a engine flush. And what this is, it's a very thin detergent, and basically it breaks up sludge, all kinds of deposits that are around the cylinders. And when you remove all those deposits, you're gonna allow the compression to be back to original. And what it does is it also loosens sticky valves, all different stuff like that. It's a very thin detergent. And all we do is pour her in right now, and then we're gonna start her up and let her idle for 15 minutes. And you don't rev it, you don't have to drive the car. All you do is just let it idle. And that super thin detergent is gonna break up all those carbon deposits. All right, let's start her up. All we do is start her up and let her idle for 15 minutes. And while she idles for 15 minutes, we're gonna put in our PI Performance Improver. And what this is this is a proprietary fuel injection cleaner. It actually cleans all the ethanol varnish out of the fuel system, cleans deposits off the valves, so that increases your compression, less blow-by, and also less contamination in your motor oil. And it'll also increase performance and gas mileage. All you do is put it in every 4,000 miles, and basically this treats up to 20 gallons of gasoline. And all you do is come right here with just one finger, and we call this one finger cleaning. You're watching it. I'm doing all my walk with just one finger. We just got done idling her for 15 minutes. Just crack her loose with our breaker bar. She comes off like butter. And we got our 16 millimeter socket. So that's what that is, 16 mil. All we do is just loosen her up here. And the nice thing is the filter is really close to the drain bolt. So it's going to be super easy to drain her down. And now she's really easy to thread off. That's a real gem. And now, in the count of 3, a 1, a 2, and a 3. And there she is. That's it. So she's nice and warm right now. And she just comes out like butter. And now, well, that's going. We're just going to go right on ahead and pivot our pan over like so, and we're going to crack our oil filter loose. So, well, that's draining, which is super easy because you don't have to jack it up. Now we come here with one hand with our big oil filter wrench, and we should be able to grip her no problem. See here, just watch the manifolds. They can be hot on you. And we should be able to crack her. with one hand, and we got her. We got her one-handed. She's one-handed. There we are. Now that she's nice and loose, we drop that. Now all we do is crack her here. Real easy. Drain her down and pop her off. And there she is. Super easy. All right. Just let her drain down. Got a smoker. This is the first time we ever had a smoker on the channel. I don't know why she's smoking out of there, but we'll find out. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and prep our oil filter. This is our EAO oil filter, which is good for 1 year, 25,000 miles. And it filters at 98.7% efficiency. So it's quite a bit of an upgrade over OEM. And what makes this filter different is it's a proprietary synthetic medium. So it's a really, really high quality filter that has synthetic medium that can hold 4 times more contaminants than cellulose paper filter. And it comes nice and sealed. Really, really good quality packaging. And the other thing that makes this oil filter different is the anti-drain back valve. So there's this orange rubber valve you're going to see here. And what that is that's a proprietary silicone. And that doesn't deform with heat. So over the course of the year, the filter is actually mounted at an angle, and a certain portion of the oil can drain back out. So on your next cold start, when you start it up, basically it runs dry for about 1/8 of a second sometimes. And that time when it's running dry is when about 80% of the wear happens on an engine. So a lot of people say all the wear on an engine is during the cold start, and that's just about right, about 80%. So with this upgraded oil filter, keeps you protected exponentially better than using OEM filter. You'll actually see the anti-drain back spring in there, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's a little spring. And now we're going to take our 10W30, which this is our OEM spec, 100% synthetic motor oil, good for up to 1 year, 25,000 miles, or 700 idling hours. Now, with oil analysis, you can go way beyond these intervals. You have to check the motor oil. So I actually did a test on my Uber Lyft vehicle, and I did 100 hours more. I did 800 idling hours, and the oil was still good. So this van gets driven back and forth from Pahrump. We're just going to go about quarter way because it's mounted at a little bit of an angle. And then we're going to wet her up a little bit. Got to make sure our threads are nice and wet, and also wet up our rubbers. So we just go ahead, 2 fingers is always good, and we get our rubbers nice and good, and then we get our threads, so she threads on super easy. As you guys know, the wetter, the better. All right, it's that time to put in our liquid gold. This engine only calls for 5 quarts, so we're going to put our 5 quarts in. We're going to motor her up, check her out, and that should pretty much wrap it up. Here we go. Now you got to hold this funnel a little so it doesn't get crooked on you. And we can get some somewhat tall pours here. We'll pull it up. We're a little restricted on the hood, but as you guys know, I love crazy tall pours. All right, here we go. Let's lift it up a little bit. Yep, we hit the top. That's all we can get. We'll find a taller hood. Here we go. First start up with AMSOIL. 3, 2, 1. All right, here's the after. Let's see what she sounds like after AMSOIL's in. We're going to do our final check, and she's all good to go. Runs a lot smoother, really, really idles nice now. So all we do is just stick her in here. Got a long dipstick, pretty long. Come on in. Boom. Pull her out. Take a look. She is smack dab in the middle. So only 5 quarts. You can see it's a little above the E there. So it's over halfway up in between the range. So that's all it takes is just 5 quarts. All right, guys, we're all wrapped up on this beautiful 2002 Dodge 150B van. It's the 5.2 liter. Motor oil change went great. The flush went great. We'll see you guys back next time. Also, don't forget we have our AMSOIL giveaway coming up January 26th. It's on a Saturday, about 11 a.m. Pacific Coast time. It's going to be a live video where I'm giving away a radiator coolant with coolant boost. We're also giving away 2 fuel injection cleaners and a motor oil flush. So there's going to be 2 winners. And of course, this thing purrs like a kitten. We're going to go take her back to Pahrump, over the hump to Pahrump, and we'll see you guys back next time on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.